Geo! Geo!
Not punishment, Caroline. You know I couldn't keep you at City Hall.
You had me driving 8 hours to the middle of nowhere, and you're not even giving me a per diem. What would you call it, Jay?
You called the mayor a liar to his face.
He is a liar.
Yep, and he's our majority shareholder. You know how many favors I called in to keep them from firing you? Go on, guess. All of them. So the appropriate response here is, I appreciate it, Jay, and I'm happy to write this story for you.
I appreciate it, Jay, and I'm happy to write this story for you. If there was a story to write, this is a newswire update at best.
The Pentagon issues a one-page press release about a DARPA research facility being built in literally the middle of nowhere. So humor me and pretend like you're still an investigative journalist.
Fine. But unless the Kardashians are behind this whole thing, our readers are not going to give a shit.
That's why I have our star reporter on it. Give us something in that snarky, condescending Caroline Cooper voice that we all know and love.
What? You're breaking up. Must be the terrible reception up here.
I want something by tomorrow.
Can't hear you. Call me later. When you're done blowing the mayor.
Hey there. What can I get for you?
Hello. I'm actually looking for the Frontier Motor Inn. It's not showing up on my GPS.
See the light right out here? You're gonna take a left and, oh, it's about a mile up the road on the right. Where are you coming in from?
New York.
In heaven's name brings you to Frontier.
I'm a journalist. I'm writing a story on the new government facility that's being built here.
Oh.
Actually, can I ask you a few questions about it?
I'd like to, but I keep my political opinions to myself. It's bad for business.
Well, I don't think anybody here reads us.
Oh? Why's that?
Well, it's mostly regional news, stories about the city. You know.
Well, let me know if I can get you anything.
How about a black coffee and one of those muffins?
You know, if you want to interview somebody about the government, the guy you should talk to is sitting right over there.
Oh, yeah?
His name's Richie Pullen. You should definitely interview Richie.
It's all about breeding complacency into the public, making them feel safe and fat and distracted. They don't need to invade us and steal our guns. They just need to convince us to stop buying them.
Richie, I see what you're saying here, and I get it, but this has nothing to do with my article.
I'm getting to that. My point is, this facility of theirs, it's just another conspiracy. Just like the police state puppets calling themselves activist judges. Do you know what DARPA stands for?
Yes, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
Nothing sinister about that name, right? So why do they need all this land? And why do they want it way up here?
I don't know.
It's the trees. The woods provide cover. Deserts are no good anymore now that any old rogue nation can fling a spy satellite up into orbit. It's why they decommissioned Area 51.
They decommissioned Area 51, huh? I hadn't heard that.
Of course not. They'd never tell mainstream media. Only very exclusive sources have that intel.
And you obviously know these sources.
You know, it amazes me. Even after all the lies, Watergate, Iran-Contra, Iraq, the bank bailouts, Citizens United, the NSA, you media types still swallow whatever garbage the government feeds you.
I'm just curious how you have exclusive intel to Area 51.
Yeah, what do I know? I'm just some dumb backwoods hick, right?
Well, thank you, Mr. Poulin, for your time. It was very nice to meet you.
Typical. You city liberals can't shut up about how open-minded you are, but as soon as someone challenges those big minds of yours, they clamp shut.
Thank you.
I'm sorry for being so vulgar, Miss Cooper. I don't socialize much anymore. My manners are shot to hell. It's unbecoming.
Trust me, I've heard worse. Look, don't take it personally that I don't believe you, Rick. I don't believe anybody, not at first at least. It's a lesson that I learned covering City Hall.
Well, Christ, that's all I'm saying. The government's always either lying or doing their damnedest to cover up the truth.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir.
I have a story I think may interest you.
I really should be going.
It'll help your article, I promise. Give me just 10 minutes of your time. You can walk me to my truck. Who else do you have to talk to up here? This happened about 10 years ago. At the time, I was working maintenance at the high school with this younger fella named Gio. He was a good guy. He's a great storyteller, too. He was way into fishing. I never cared for it, but it was an excuse to get me out of the house.
No, I just want to get up to camp so we can rip each other's clothes off. Amy said it was a bad idea, but at that point it wasn't my brain doing the driving. So I dropped the Jeep down into a low gear, started across the stream, and about midway in, motherfucker stalls. Water starts pouring in the window, she's screaming bloody murder. I just take off on my window, roll across the roof, and start running. I must have run about 3 miles before I run into little Doug Bushy. Went back to his place and we got a winch. By the time we got back, had to have been at least an hour. She's still sitting in the goddamn truck. Brookie's nibbling on her tits. Needless to say, the fish got more action than I did that weekend.
Can't believe I left my shades in the car.
Oh, you want to wear mine?
Nah, I'm all right.
Are you sure? I got my hat. 50 cents at Phil Collier's garage sale.
I think it got ripped off. Gio, what are you looking at? What is that?
She's still sitting in the goddamn truck. Brookie's nibbling on her tits.
I'd run halfway back to town by the time I found a phone that worked. Not that it mattered. Do you know it was over an hour before the Stadies bothered to show up? What took them so long?
So you're saying that Gio was
Abducted by aliens. He isn't the only one either. That's why they're building this facility. The feds buy 12,000 acres and claim it's for robot research. That's an awful lot of space for a few robots to run around in.
Maybe they're building Jaegers.
It's a front. This is the new Area 51. There's a long, secret history of UFO activity up here.
Didn't you say you'd been drinking?
I'd had 2 beers.
And it was hot out. You could have had sunstroke or been dehydrated, disoriented. There are a lot of explanations more likely than ET.
How come Gio's body was never found? And I was out for hours. How come I didn't drown? How come nothing worked? The outboard, the car, the phones.
Rick, have you ever heard of Occam's razor?
It's fine if you don't believe me. I'm used to it. You claim not to trust the government? Prove it. Do a little digging around. You might be surprised by what turns up.
Thanks for the tip.
You want to ride back to your car?
No, thank you.
Suit yourself.
Hey, can I put what you said on record?
Do what you want. It's a free country. At least it used to be.
Are you talking about Noah? I love Noah. Where is he? At a Yankees game with Moo guy Ken. Dude, how hard is it to remember the name Ken? Who's this?
His hot new Asian boyfriend.
What? Anna, Noah's gay. How many times do we need to tell you? Once would be nice. We talked about it on our way over here this morning.
Yeah, and again, plastic.
Decided to rent it to someone else. Tell your landlord
Yeah?
Sounds like you're really enjoying the nightlife up there.
What do you want, Jay?
So ungrateful. I was calling to congratulate you. Your piece is hilarious.
What?
You really took it to heart when I asked for snarky and condescending, huh?
That's not what I was going for.
I want to follow up with this Rick guy. He's awesome. In fact, stay a few more days and find some more like him.
What?
Keep your receipts and I'll cover expenses, okay? You struck gold, kid. Crazy white trash gold.
Jay, no. I want to go home.
Sorry, you're breaking up. Must be that terrible reception up there.
Jay.
Damn it, Emily, you're awesome.
right? Wait.
Yeah, hold up.
Hey,